stocks are down across the globe. Treasuries are higher. The euro at a 10-year low versus the Japanese yen. Thanos Papasavvas is with us now. He is the head of currency management at Investec Asset Management, a firm which has about $100 billion in overall assets. He is joining us from London. Thanos, thanks so much for joining us. How low can the euro go versus the dollar right now?
Well, I think that really does depend on the scenarios which pan out ahead of us. Clearly, the market has been relatively resilient on the euro. It believes that the policymakers will do whatever is necessary to ensure that the single currency remains together. And the recent discussion, one of further fiscal union, closer fiscal integration, will certainly also require a blueprint for profligate nations which do not abide by the rules of the club to exit.
So, Thanos, I mean, one thing that we've been emailing with a lot of foreign exchange traders this morning, I mean, that 10-year low versus the Japanese yen was really a red flag to many. I mean, the yen seen as a safe haven trade, and it just shows how weak the market is perceiving the euro to be right now.
Well, there are a couple of factors to that. The first is clearly the uncertainty about the overall European situation, but this has also been with us for the last few months. The two other new parts of the information are first that Mr. Stark left from the ECB following on from Mr. Axel Weber. They both disagreed about the purchasing of bonds by the ECB. And the third factor is obviously the economic data surprises improving in the US. So a clear sign that the US may be improving economically, whereas the Eurozone is more in a weaker path. So the recent, I think, euro move could be also because of the economics rather than just the politics.
Okay, so you're saying there are fundamental differences. We're hearing a mixed picture, and I bring this up because it's what you just referenced. Split messages from Germany. We had, of course, the finance minister, Wolfgang Schäuble, saying, no, we're not actually creating a backup plan. But then sources tell us that, in fact, Germany is preparing itself. What kind of message could we hear from Germany that could send the euro down even further, and by how many points?
Well, I think what's very interesting is the finance minister and the prime minister of Holland have been, in fact, calling for further fiscal integration, albeit with a clear exit strategy for the countries which do not abide. This could, if it's not followed through, clearly cause the euro to fall further, maybe even break the 130 level, but that would be critical in terms of the next few weeks.
Thanos, we thank you very much. Thanos Papasavvas joining us there. He is with Investec Asset Management, $100 billion in assets under his management, saying you could see the euro go as low as 130 versus the dollar, depending, of course, what unravels in the next 24 hours.